Okay, 2-0, looking good. What do we got here? What I'm not seeing is plus buy, so you can't build to multiple provinces. There's plenty of gains, though. University is a great gainer. You can trash catacombs to gain cards that way. You can also butterfly cards into other cards. So you can build up to a deck that does a bunch of duchies. By, for example, University gaining a bunch of fours and then butterflying those fours into more valuable things. So we're definitely building big here. There is also plenty of draw. Catacombs is draw. Gear is draw. City quarters draw. Research is even draw if you want it to be. Got plenty of actions. City quarters a village. Hideout's a village. University's a village. Royal carriage is a village. Wandering minstrel's a village. I still don't understand why Wandering minstrel's not like. Why isn't village in the name? It's just like your prototypical +1 card +2 actions. I feel like it should be like wandering village or something. All right. In any case, we're definitely building. How are we building? I think it's going to involve getting a potion. This could be gear potion, which I assume is what Tracer is opening with. It could also be church potion. I think I'm preferring church potion. Not that you'd even want to turn Necropolis into an estate, but butterflying Necropolis doesn't work because Necropolis does not have a pile. And so it can't return itself because it has nowhere to go, which means I can do this for free and nothing will happen. I like the church. I'm not super intent on hitting high price points here. I just want to hit 2 potion. And for other purposes, I feel like church is going to be better. Like both gear and church let you set aside stuff, but church also lets you trash. I don't think gear potion is at all a bad opening though. I think it's perfectly reasonable. I don't think I'm buying anything here. So Tracer has not once played his Necropolis, even normally, let alone as a butterfly. What that suggests to me is that he lacks a sense of style and flair. I mean, like, obviously one component of winning the game is the victory point count, but you also have to consider the style points. And if he's running a big style point deficit, he's going to be in a bad spot. His turns have worked out really well, though. I'll say that. These are really good draws for him. Down there, I have I bottom decked both my university and my potion. That's rather sad. I'm just gonna buy catacombs. I have no terminals yet and 2 villages already, so putting terminal draw on my deck just seemed like a really good idea. Maybe just another catacombs. Probably so. The card I most want to find is my church, which is bottom decked. Okay. I still like my opening. I feel like I'm gonna stick by the church potion opening as being a little better than church gear, but if I bottom deck every card thereafter, it's gonna be unfortunate. I think I'm still just gonna click catacombs here. I've just got so many villages because I'm just naturally buying the universities anyway for the gaining effect. And so I've got all this surplus plus action. And so I feel like it just makes sense to take a ton of terminal draw cards. Okay, this is actually working out pretty well. I don't think I'm actually all that behind. I think my shuffles are now looking good again. I had a little bit of unfortunateness in the middle there, but I think otherwise these shuffles have been pretty fine. Ooh, no. Full on thunder and lightning outside. Alright, well, if I disconnect mid-match, someone tell Tracer I was struck by lightning. Royal Carriage, I think, seems good now. I can use it on University if needed. Sorry, I can use it on Catacombs if needed for draw, and then otherwise use it on University for additional gains. I don't have any value in drawing that. I really want a second church soon. I feel like that's going to be significant, and I don't have a second church yet. I also want to hit 8, but I've put 0 thought into how I hit 8. I don't even have 8 money in my deck, do I? Pretty sure I only have the original starting 7. I also don't really want to buy anything that's not University, and once I bought University, until that pile's empty, probably just buy City Quarter. Or actually, it might even be timed Province at that point. So maybe I try to hit 8 by University gaining a research and then trashing Catacombs to gain a silver. And that's how I'm going to get 8. I do want to hit 8 once for pathfinding. I feel like putting pathfinding on something here seems really good. Probably University seems like the best thing to put it on. I've got a bunch of those in the card that would otherwise cause my deck to dud if I drew too many of them in my starting hand with no draw cards. So yeah, I think my next near-term goal is I'm going to get a research. I'm going to research a Catacombs, and we're going to gain a silver, and then we're going to look to buy pathfinding and put it on University. Put that in hand. I also said I want a second church, but I don't think this is the turn that I want a second church, because I've already got the other church out of play at the moment. How many universities do I have? Is it 4? TJ, TJ, JT, JT. Yeah, I've got 4. I was considering whether if I want to call a Royal Carriage on University, I can hold off. And the answer is I certainly can, because I've got a bunch of other universities down there. Let's take ourselves a research now. Let's just discard that for now. Call Royal Carriage. Discard that as well. Put in hand. So we're not going to get to research the Catacombs this turn. But sometimes that's just how life is. Do I just want to kill the Necropolis? Probably not, because that leaves my research stuck out of play. Wait a second. Wait a second. There's a better way to get money here. I don't need to do this convoluted research Catacombs thing to get a silver. I could just butterfly a 5-cost action into a gold. That's so much easier. Why didn't I think of that before? Alright, well in that case, yeah, Necropolis, you can die. I don't need the research. Yeah, that was, I think, just kind of like a glaring oversight on my part. Yeah, so we're just going to get like a gold or 2 by means of butterfly. And then we'll be fine. Now this turn, one of the cards I want to gain is definitely going to be a second church. I was considering gaining at the end of that last turn on one of these university gains, but I actually would naturally like the church to be at the very bottom of my shuffle, because I want to draw it at the end and then set things aside. So I didn't want to get it into the shuffle. I can gain it mid-turn now and then draw to it. And that makes me more likely to draw and more likely to find the church when I need it. I think the risk here is going to be being slow to provincing. Because, like, if you just played money and greened early, I think that would lose pretty badly to the engine, which would like take all the duchies in time. But between two engines where you're still limited to one buy, just buying provinces is still, relatively speaking, a pretty efficient source of points compared to the duchies, I think. And if you only buy one of them at a time, you don't want to be behind on like them buying provinces like 2 turns before you start buying provinces. I don't know about this turn, but like pretty darn soon. I think most likely he'll take the final university. I think. Uh, and if he does that, then I'm probably gonna buy pathfinding this turn if all goes well, and then start provincing from here on out. Who knows? Maybe I don't even need pathfinding. Like just having a ton of universities and catacombs, and I can gain some minstrels for additional reliability. Maybe I go straight for the provinces. Pathfinding is so good. I love the plus card token. The plus card token is like the main reason you get teacher. Like if teacher couldn't give plus cards, I think you just always stick with disciple. Not always, but almost always stick with disciple. Plus card is just so good. Has he? Oh no, I was about to say, has he not trashed here? And he has trashed. He's just been trashing with hideout instead. That's also a good card. I could have considered adding hideout. I was about to say, I need to make sure I find a village. Well, finding 3 villages is definitely good enough for me. How are piles looking? He's got 4 universities to my 5. I don't think he can threaten to pile out. Maybe he'll prove me wrong. I don't think he can threaten to pile out. I guess I'm just going to take that and call a carriage. This is fine. Put in hand. So now I can do the gold thingy, and that will be enough money to hit 8. Let's regain that. And I'm just going to take some other 4 costs to turn into duchies. I don't want them all to be minstrels because I don't want to lower that pile too much. Leave 1 royal carriage down. Duchy, please. Duchy, please. And now just set aside 3 cards. And actions. And buy province. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Am I about to dud? I think I'm about to dud. This is not how I wanted to go out. I feel like I did a pretty big amount to avoid this, though. Like, I set aside 3 cards, including a catacombs. I guess I could have done more. I could have, like, researched a card to put, like, 8 cards in my hand or something. I don't know. I feel like this is a pretty unlucky draw, all things considered. And I'm not seeing any possible way to save it. Yeah, this is just kind of bad all around. Like, I'm looking at two of my catacombs, and I don't have a church in play, or that will be going into play. So I could even dud again, potentially. If he takes a bunch of duchies here, and then on my turn I do zilch, then there is a very good chance that I just lose. Because, like, the way you would come back is by gaining duchies. But if he takes some duchies now, some duchies next turn, well, now there's just no duchies for me to come back with, and I can't do double province turns. I could gain estates by trashing catacombs. That doesn't sound super great, though. Oh, is he just going to pile out? If he can... I see. Okay, well, fair enough. Not that actually makes me feel a little bit better, honestly. If I ended by opening up a pile out, at least it was my fault, as opposed to losing for a bad dud that fortunately never had to happen.